Greetings folks, and I hope you're all happy and healthy in whatever collecting multiverse you happen to find yourself in. And welcome back to the channel for another 1/6 scale figure preview. So, overnight, Hot Toys dropped yet another Batman figure on us. This time it is the blue and grey suit version that was sort of hinted at and seen in the Flash movie. But before we dive into the pics and have a close-up look, I would like to send a Batcave-sized shout out to everyone who supported the channel. And please drop a like and hype on this video as it helps other people find Go Figure. And if you haven't already, be sure to mash that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you're not missing any of the 1/6 scale news, reviews, previews, tours, showcases, and all that other stuff that we've got coming up. So, without further ado, let's dive in and have a look at the pics that Hot Toys dropped on us overnight. First shot and first impressions are very, very good. The proportions look screen accurate. Gotta say at this point as well, we never saw Keaton in this suit in the movie. It was literally a part of a collection of suits that he showed that showed sort of the evolution of the suits throughout the years. And obviously this is harking back to the older comic days when that phase when he was in a sort of a deep blue and grey suit, and as it evolved through the comic books over the years. So yeah, we never actually see him in the suit, but I like what Hot Toys have done here. The first impressions are very good, the proportions look right, but they should be. Hot Toys have been doing Batman figures and Keaton figures for years now, so this should be something, a complete no-brainer for them. But yeah, straight away, that cowl looks very good. It's harking back to, for me anyway, it's harking back to the Returns cowl with those slightly taller ears. The proportions look on point, the muscularity looks good. We've got the cape here in that blue as well, matching gauntlets. He's clutching the Batarang here. And overall, yeah, we've got eyes looking off to one side, so I'm going to assume purse system here. Faceplates look very good, skin tones and textures, but as I say, this is something that really Hot Toys are past masters at. So yeah, first impressions, very, very good. If you like that sort of thing, and we'll get to that later. Let's zip on to the next shot. Action pose here, we've got him stood on a diorama base. Now, that to me looks like the base that goes with the recent Batman Returns version 2.0 that they dropped on us very, very recently. So I'm not sure it comes with this. I doubt it does. But overall, yeah, as I say, proportions look accurate, as does the colouring on that suit. Not sure, and I have to lean in here. Not sure what materials Hot Toys are using here. It looks like it could be a similar plastic to the Batman Forever figures that they've given us. I'm hoping it's not, because those guys got stuck in museum poses because the suit itself is just way too delicate. I'm hoping they've used a material here that will avoid cracking and flaking. We want to put our Batman figures in dynamic poses, so having a crumbling suit's never a good idea. But it looks like it's some kind of vinyl, maybe some kind of plastic. We will have to wait and see. But overall, yeah, proportions look great, muscularity looks great. You've got those independent pads on the knees there. The contrast between the blue and the grey there is very, very nice. We've got the usual utility belt going on there, very well painted, gold buckle, yellow pouches, weathered, very, very nice, all looking very, very good indeed. On to the next shot, action pose, walking shot. Liking this one a lot. Love the presence there of him walking towards the camera with the cowl down. And yeah, once again, you've got that ribbed ab section. The muscularity looks on point. Proportions are there, and I'm gonna have to assume we're looking at a wired cape here, the way this is flowing off in the background. The cowl itself coming right over the shoulders there. Yeah, overall looking absolutely excellent and very imposing indeed. On to the next one. Another classic action pose here, getting ready to release the Batarang. So articulation doesn't look like it's going to be an issue, but once again, I've got to remember, this is all down to the materials. However good the articulation is, it's the material that's been used in that body. I know in the 2.0 version, the Batman Returns version, which will be going up for review on the channel very, very soon. If not today, then probably tomorrow. They've used a sort of coated plastic stroke rubber over the top of what looks like a padded body. We'll have to wait to see if that body is padded. So it'll be interesting to see if they've gone down the same route. It looks like they probably have, but the creasing's in the right place. The flow of that cape looks really good. Looks like we've got an interchangeable battle damage mouth plate, which is great to see. And the base itself, it looks relatively simple. Well, we're not going for the usual hexagon here. We're looking at a rectangle. It says blue grey suit Batman. We've got that yellow bat symbol in the center there, and it just looks like a standard. Looks very similar to the Star Wars bases that Hot Toys give us. Yeah, not an awful lot going on there on that base, but it looks like it does the job. And you've got the standard issue crotch cup there as well. On to the next one, another action pose. Most certainly a wide cape here. Yeah, overall proportions look absolutely excellent. Loving that cape, like the flow of it. Hopefully, regulars to the channel will know my feelings on Hot Toys capes. It's a bit like their lightsabers with their Star Wars figures. Third parties are putting these out, and Hot Toys are leaving the door wide open to third-party manufacturers to jump in, because sometimes the quality of their capes is not that good. The same with their lightsabers, so I really think it's about time they up their game. But once again, it's a wait and see on this one. And there's no real, how can I put this? There's no real gold standard here of judging what this particular suit's cape should be like. We can only hark back to the comic books and the meager glimpse that we get of it in the movie itself. On to the next shot. Yeah, wide cape here, liking that a lot. Pretty much standard as you come to expect. Looking at this creasing here in the suit, yeah, I'm going to go with some kind of rubber overlay here. Once again, fingers crossed that it's of a high standard. And we're getting a close-up look at that belt as well, which once again is another thing that Hot Toys should be doing in the sleep. So yeah, gold buckle, yellow pouches. On to the next one. Once again, clutching that Batarang, definitely we're getting a battle damage mouth plate here. I'm going to assume they swap out in exactly the same way. Magnetically attached, just get your finger under there, pop it out, in goes a new mouth plate. We've got the detailing on the gloves that we'd expect to see with those studs in the palms there. And overall, colours and proportions are looking very good. On to the next. I do like this shot, very stoic, very classic. And hand on belt there. I'm assuming we're going to get multiple interchangeable hands, but no doubt we'll get an all shot at the end, as we always do when we get a new Hot Toys figure drop. And yeah, I think it's about time we had that conversation at this point. Now, the blue and grey suit version. Now, the Hot Toys dropped a Christian Bale Batman in a similar suit, and I passed on that. Now, Batman makes up a huge proportion of my collection, as you can probably see behind me here, in all different scales. Bit of a Batman purist. However, I am not as enthusiastic about this. One, because really it was only glimpsed briefly in the movie. Number two, if I was going to pick up a blue-grey suit version, it would be more likely to be in keeping with that era of the comic book itself, to represent that era. And so I'm on the fence about this one. I think it's going to be a pass for me. Now, I'm not going to, well, I'm about to use the words. I just get a cash grab feeling on this one. I feel like, and I felt the same way about the Christian Bale. This is just my opinion, so please don't shoot the messenger. You may very well love this figure, and that's fine. But I can't help but get a feeling here that what Hot Toys are doing are just looking at any excuse to reuse parts and designs that they've already used here. So yeah, just give it a lick of paint, a blue-grey lick of paint, and call it a flash figure and knock it out the door. I'm not saying it's a bad figure. It looks a great figure. This is just my personal opinion. Yeah, I get a waft, shall we say, of cash grab every time I see a figure like this. But don't let that put you off. That's just my opinion. On to the next shot. Action pose here, fist raised. Obviously, we're going to be getting fisted hands, as I said. That cowl, once again, looking very nice. Textures, detail, increasing in there. Let's hope it doesn't limit the articulation of the head too much, but it has a tendency to do that. There's really no way of avoiding that with this particular cowl design. On to the next. Loving that shot, cracking shot that, fists raised, eyes looking up, head down. I've got those dark sections around the eyes, creasing in the forehead of the cowl itself, all looking on point. Let's zip back to that last one. Yeah, it looks like that creasing is sculpted in on the whole cowl itself, on one cowl. On to the next one. Yep, we've got the grapnel gun, eyes off to the right there. That cape flows really well, matches the colour. Well, does it? That's a good question. I'm seeing a slight colour change there between the cowl and the cape itself. Now, if that's going to be a thing when it's released, I don't know. This could just be the photography, the way it's lit. So let's move on to the next one. And as always, Hot Toys have dropped a shit ton of photos on us. And yes, I always say this, they can get a little bit samey. So if I'm zipping through an array of knots, please feel free to hit that pause button if there's one particular shot that catches your eye. Grapnel gun again being removed from the utility belt, head down, eyes to the side there, gripping the cape. These knee pads always worry me. Now I'm going to get in a little bit closer here. Now it doesn't look like there's an undersuit going on here. It looks like this is all one suit, then you've got these knee pads attached. That can be problematic, but we'll wait and see. The boots, are they going to be a split cut boot design? I don't think so. It doesn't look that way. I like the sculpt on there. Once again, the screen accuracy is there, but I think we're getting one solid boot there, which can get in the way of articulation a little bit. I'd like to see a split cut boot design, but it is what it is. On to the next. Cracking shot, that one, clutching the cape again, holding the grapnel gun, different angle. Like playing off it really, really well. Those gauntlets, yeah, I mean, are they repurposed? Probably. Is the vast majority of this figure going to be repurposed? Probably. Please refer back to my previous argument about cash grabs. On to the next one. Once again, clutching the grapnel gun, another action pose. Doesn't look like it's restricting the crotch area articulation, that suit, too much, which has always been a bit of a gripe for me, is when you've got these all-in-one suits, is that the leg movement is very limited, but it doesn't seem to be an issue there. Be interesting to see how that works. Now, any other details on there we missed? No, let's zip on to the next shot. Now, excuse me, now this got me scratching my head here. Now it says interchangeable with NNS 769 and 770. Now that is the Batman Returns standard issue and deluxe issue version 2.0. So what I've got to assume here is Hot Toys aren't giving us a separate Keaton head sculpt, which is a bit disappointing, I've got to say. Well, it's a lot disappointing. I'm hoping that's reflected in the price point, that you're only getting the cowled head sculpt. So I'm going to assume that this is the head sculpt off the recent Returns iteration. So I'm not really going to comment that much about that head sculpt, because we've got a review for the Returns coming up very soon. But suffice it to say, it looks absolutely excellent. Skin tones, textures, Keaton all over, hair, glassy eyes, all the usual suspects as far as the head sculpt goes. But it's just a little bit of a shame that it's not included with this figure. I feel a bit shortchanged. Is there any weathering on there? Not that I can see. It's relatively clean, this one. And obviously that material cape is going to sit underneath that cowl. On to the next one. The cracking shot here. Love the photography. Eyes off to the right, really well lit. That cape underneath the arm there. And overall, yeah, I am very, very impressed with the proportions, the detailing, and the screen accuracy. It's the concept here that I am perhaps not so keen on. But on to the next. We've got an action pose. Knees are bent now. That's where my issue with those knee pads would be. If you kept that in that pose for any length of time, how secure would they be? Would they be dropping off? Would you have to reattach them? How are they attached? I guess we'll find out in the fullness of time. But once again, those boots look on point, and overall, yeah, articulation looks pretty good. You can get those arms at least up to shoulder height, and that battle damage faceplate looking very, very good. Interchangeable lower faceplates. Well, we've come to expect this with 3 faceplates with the Batman figure is pretty much standard for Hot Toys. We've got the neutral on the left here. We've got the sort of, I want to call it duck face, but it's semi-duck face there, with the pursed lips showing a little bit of teeth. And then we've got the battle damaged on the right. Now, I think they look fantastic. I'm pretty much going to say that these are going to be repurposed from the Returns figure, more than likely. So no work required there, but skin tones, textures, creasing in the face, it's all on point, as is that battle damage, and it's set off beautifully by that PERS system. So yeah, it's almost like nothing new to see here as far as these face plates go. We've seen them a lot of times, but they, credit where credit's due, Hot Toys do a very, very good job of them, and they look fantastic. On to the next, separate eyeball rolling system. Yeah, we've spoken about this. Pretty much standard now with all Hot Toys figures, and a great inclusion. Glad to see it, especially with the Batman figure, because you've got very little face to work with here. You've got that lower faceplate section, then you've got the eyes, and these the moving eyes can really, really add extra depth, extra element to your display. So yeah, I bang on about it all the time, but I remember the days when this was reserved for deluxe editions and limited editions and so on, but it's great to see Hot Toys including it as standard. And finally, the all shot. Pretty much everything that we've already covered here. You've got the interchangeable mouth plates, the PERS system, lean in here, the Batarang wired cape, that base. It looks like we've got 8 swap out hands, so 4 pairs in total. Yeah, that is your lot. That is Hot Toys Batman blue and grey suit version from the Flash movie. Before I ask for your opinion, I'm going to offer mine again. I'm not convinced, let's put it that way. I doubt very much whether this will be creeping its way into the collection for the reasons that I gave before. I would rather have, if I'm going for this look, I would rather have one that is more comic book accurate. It was glimpsed momentarily in the movie. So although I am a Batman purist, I don't think I'll be picking this up, but that could change. You never know. I might have a sudden urge of inspiration. But what are your thoughts on this particular Batman? Will you be picking it up? What are your thoughts on the Flash movie? What are your thoughts on Hot Toys? Am I getting this wrong? The waft of cash grab is imaginary? Let me know in the comment section below. I'd be fascinated to hear your take on this particular figure. And I suppose all it remains for me to say is a massive thank you for watching, as always. And until next time on the channel, take care of yourselves and happy collecting.